Hey, my name is 𝘼𝙯𝙪. I started a company called 𝘼𝙯𝙪𝙧𝙘 and we basically take AI, BI, and IoT visions and bring them to life. I recorded this video over the weekend and I wanted to talk about how to set up the Azure Percept and connect it to your IoT Hub inside of Azure. But after I recorded the video, I realized it was way too long. It was like 10 minutes and it was like 50 different things. I redid the whole video, and this one is just the top 3 tips I wish people knew about for the Azure Percept and getting it going. I ran into a lot of these, issues and troubles and troubleshooting, and these are the top 3 things that I use to debug my Percept and get it working. So number 1 is there's a blue button on the front of the Percept, and I'm going to show it on the side here. But when you press this blue button, it allows the Percept to reboot its hotspot. So it's 𝙼𝙯𝙪𝙧𝙚, and you log into it with your computer, and then it should pop up with the out-of-box experience or the kind of a wizard to set up your Percept device. And I've used that so many times when I've run into trouble. Like, for example, when I forget my SSH username and password, that's actually happened a couple times. And I talked to some people at Microsoft, and they're like, that's happened to us too. So we push the blue button, restarts everything. Sometimes my Percept, the IoT Hub, stops communicating at the beginning. I just reset, push the blue button, everything rebooted. I reset up a new hub, a new device, a new edge device, renamed everything, and got it working again. So as I was learning, one of the quickest ways to get through some of the problems was just to press the blue button, go through the out-of-box experience, and set everything up again. Tip number 2 is there's 2 great ways to debug and make sure your stream is working, or your device is working and there's data coming off of your device and getting to the IoT Hub. One way is to go to your Azure Percept Studio and click on, I think it's Devices, and then View Telemetry. And it just gives you a live stream of everything that's coming off of your device. So if you see data just streaming through that window, your device is working correctly and data is being sent. So the second area you can see if messages are traveling up from the Percept to the IoT Hub is if you go and search in Azure for IoT Hub, and then I believe it's in the overview. If you scroll down in the overview section, in the bottom of that, there's a section that shows graphs of messages coming from the device to the cloud. And you can kind of see, it'll spike. You'll see 0, and then you turn on your device and make sure everything's connected, and then it'll spike up. So that's the second way to make sure that messages are going off. And of course, my favorite way to view the data off the Percept is to view the video stream. And that's in your Percept Studio. You go to Devices, you go to Vision, and then click on View Stream. And that's just so much fun to see the bounding boxes and see the recognized devices show up. And I wanted to, this one is a little bit deeper, but it's been so helpful for me because I believe it's called Device Twin, and it basically, in Azure, in the cloud, it sets up a complete, almost copy of all the configuration options on your device and also in the cloud. And I believe the two systems sync with each other, and whatever you set up in the cloud, it copies over and views on the device itself. So there's a syncing process. If you know more about this and you have some tips on that, put that in the comments below. But how I use, I believe what's called Device Twins is I go into IoT Hub, I go into the edge devices, I click on module twin settings, and then you can see all the different modules, or it's kind of like apps that are running on your edge device. You see all the pieces of software that's running on the device, and if you click on one of those, and this is kind of tricky because it's nested at multiple levels, you click on one of those and you click Troubleshoot, you can see the logs coming out of your device, and I believe it updates every 10 seconds or so, but it's pulling data from the device and showing, and click on Troubleshoot and see the log happening, right? And you can also, in the Troubleshoot option, you can click on, and I'll show this in the window over here, but Restart Module. So sometimes when you deploy new models, or if there's an issue on your device and you're not seeing the web stream or telemetry, I've used this method to go in, find the module that's kind of potentially maybe having an issue, and I click restart, and the web stream will start up again. So great debugging tip, and just reading through the logs itself teaches you so much about the Azure Percept. So that's my last tip. And if you want to learn more about the Azure Percept or AI or Power BI or IoT devices, I have a YouTube channel, and I'll put the link in below, and I post all the time every week on LinkedIn with more updates to help you kind of bridge the gap between IoT, AI, and BI. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye.